evening, I am April Lama and these are the headlines of the hour. India and China decide to use Nepal's Lipulekh as transit for Kailash Mansarovar pilgrimage without Nepal's consent. Experts say Nepal lacks diplomatic communication to avoid such situations. Former Vice Chair of CPN-UML Bhim Rawal expelled for engaging in activities against the party. Decision made by today's Secretariat meeting. A plane with 62 passengers and 5 crew on board crashes in Kazakhstan. Firefighters extinguish blaze as authorities recover bodies. 32 survivors rescued. And Prince Dahal and Rasila Maharjan shine at the Nepal International Challenge Badminton 2024. The duo advanced to semi-finals in mixed doubles. The government of India and China reached an agreement on 18th of December to establish Nepal's Lipulekh as the transit for Kailash Mansarovar route without the knowledge of Nepal government. Foreign affairs experts opined the scenario had resulted due to lack of open diplomatic communication with both the neighboring nations.
On 18 December, the 23rd meeting of special representatives of India and China in Beijing, including Chinese Foreign Affairs Minister Wang Yi and Indian National Security Advisor Ajit Dobhal, decided to use Nepal's Lipulekh region as a transit in the Kailash Mansarovar pilgrimage. The Indian side has called the decision historic, which however was taken without informing Nepal. The latter also has yet to issue a response to the decision.
हाम्रा राजनीतिक नेतृत्वले अन्तर्राष्ट्रिय सम्बन्धको गहनता, राष्ट्रिय सुरक्षाको गहनता, सीमा सम्बन्धी गहनतालाई आत्मसात नै गर्न चाहेन। उनीहरूले सत्तामा जाने हो भने विरोध गर्नुपर्छ कि यो गर्नुपर्छ। कुन चाहिँ ठुलो कुरा छ? हामी केही कुराहरुमा राष्ट्रको एक ढिका भएर एउटै रूपमा जान्छौं भनेर बस्ने हो भनेदेखि त यति सानो देशमा 5 जना ठुला नेता एक ठाउँमा आउँदाखेरि सबै थोक हुने ठाउँ छ फेरि हैन। त्यस्तो ठाउँमा पनि नबनाउनुको कारण चाहिँ के हो भने यो राजनीतिक रूपमा नै राजनीतिक तहकै कमजोरीको कारणले हो।
This is however not the first time that India and China took such a decision without Nepal's prior consent. On May 15, 2015, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi and his Chinese counterpart Li Keqiang had agreed to make Lipulekh a transit for trade and for pilgrimage. The then Nepali Prime Minister Sushil Koirala had expressed Nepal's disagreement to it through a phone call to the Indian Prime Minister. A protest note was also issued to the Indian and Chinese embassies in Kathmandu.
वार्ता गर्ने भन्ने कुरा बैठकै हुँदैन, छलफलै हुँदैन। नेपालको प्राथमिकता हो नि मैले भने नि। त्यसलाई त प्राथमिकतामा नम्बर 1 मा राखेर निरन्तर त्यसलाई चाहिँ हामीले पुश गर्नुपर्ने त्यसमा हामी चुकेका छौं। अनि भारतले भोग गरेकै भरमा भोग चलनकै आधारमा प्रयोग त हाम्रो छ भन्ने आधारमा पहिले त विवादास्पद ठाउँ भन्थ्यो, अब त भन्न पनि छोडे। प्रधानमन्त्री मोदी त्यहाँ भ्रमण गर्दाखेरि नेपाल सरकारलाई जानकारी पनि नदिने, एकलौटी तौरबाट गर्ने यी सब कुराहरू हामीले अहिले देख्दै आएका छौं। यो सब चाहिँ हामीले कमजोरी हो। यसमा हामीले कूटनैतिक रूपमा अत्यन्त यसमा गम्भीरताका साथमा मित्र राष्ट्र भारतलाई पनि मित्र राष्ट्र चीनलाई पनि हाम्रो भूमिको बारेमा हाम्रो प्रमाणको बारेमा हामीले चाहिँ प्रश्न पार्नुपर्छ।
Some 5 years ago, India had released its new political map, including Nepal's lands, to which Nepal issued a diplomatic note of protest. India also constructed the Kailash Mansarovar road to China's border through Lipulekh without informing Nepal government. The then Indian Minister for Defence, Rajnath Singh, inaugurated the road through video conference. The Nepal government then, in May 2020, endorsed a political map including Lipulekh, Limpiadhura and Kalapani as its own region, along with Gunji, Nabhi and Kuti villages, among others. These are the same villages that fall along the Kailash Mansarovar pilgrimage route.
Ruling alliance partner CPN-UML has expelled former Vice Chair Bhim Rawal as general member of the party. The decision was taken by the Secretariat meeting held today at the party office Chaisal, Lalitpur, citing Rawal had acted against the party. Party Standing Committee member Binda Pandey and Central member Usa Kiran Timsina have been relieved from their responsibility for 6 months for airing public statements that the party believes were against the institution. In the 10th convention held in Chitwan, former Vice Chair Rawal had contested for the post of party chair against incumbent chair KP Sharma Oli. He separated himself from party activities after defeat.
हामीले योभन्दा अगाडिको बैठकबाट पार्टीका 3 जना नेताहरूलाई स्पष्टीकरण सोधेका थियौं। पार्टी स्थायी कमिटी सदस्य बिन्दा पाण्डे र उषा किरण तिमसिनाले खास गरी पार्टीको केन्द्रीय कार्यालय भवन निर्माणको विषयलाई लिएर सार्वजनिक रूपमा गर्नुभएको टिप्पणी यो प्रक्रिया सम्मत भएन भनेर स्पष्टीकरण सोधिएको थियो। स्पष्टीकरण उहाँहरूले दिनु त भयो, तर उहाँहरूले चाहिँ त्यो रियलाइज गरेको यसरी पार्टीको विधिभन्दा बाहिर गएर चाहिँ सार्वजनिक रूपमा बोल्नु उचित भएन भन्ने कुराको रियलाइजेसन चाहिँ देखिएन। त्यसो भएको हुनाले उहाँहरूलाई पार्टीको निर्देशनमा चल्न थप निर्देशन गर्दै अहिले उहाँहरूको जिम्मेवारीबाट चाहिँ 6 महिनालाई त्यो जिम्मेवारीबाट मुक्त गर्ने निर्णय गरिएको छ। कमरेड भीम रावलले अब उहाँ महाधिवेशनमा अध्यक्षमा उम्मेदवार हुनुभयो। उपाध्यक्षको निम्ति आग्रह गरिएको कुरालाई उहाँले मान्नु भएन। त्यसपछि हाम्रो केन्द्रीय सदस्यमा पनि नआउनु भएपछि हाम्रो व्यवस्था अनुसार वैधानिक व्यवस्था अनुसार सल्लाहकारमा रहनुभयो। त्यो सल्लाहकारको जिम्मेवारी पनि उहाँले पूरा गर्नु भएन र अभिव्यक्तिहरू चाहिँ पार्टीलाई बलियो बनाउने भन्दा निरन्तर कमजोर बनाउने हिसाबले आएको हुनाले चाहिँ उहाँलाई संगठित सदस्यताबाट मुक्त गर्ने भन्ने निर्णय गरिएको छ।
Pandey and Timsina have also been instructed to proceed as per the instruction of the party. They had both criticized the leadership over the decision to accept land from business person Min Bahadur Gurung for party building. The Secretariat meeting has also decided to call the Central Committee meeting on 5th and 6th of January 2025 and seek for political consensus for Constitution amendment. Welcome back. A demand has been made to collect the payment for the victims of Suadhar Cooperative in Pokhara from the accused. In the charges filed by the District Attorney's Office last Friday and Sunday at the Kaski District Court, it is claimed that the accused who embezzled funds should repay 1,140,000,000 Nepali rupees to the victims. The charge sheet states that the amount is owed to 1,156 victims, with 135 victims in the first phase and 121 victims in the second phase reporting losses in Suadhar Cooperative. The charges also mentioned that 1,510,000,000 rupees was embezzled from the cooperative. Victims ranging from daily wage laborers to retired government employees have filed complaints demanding refunds and protested for action. The charges claim that the accused must repay the embezzled funds, and the government is preparing an ordinance to create an authority for resolving cooperative issues. If approved, the ordinance will enable immediate refunds up to 500,000 Nepali rupees to the victims. In our Public Voice segment today, we have asked in several provinces, what suggestions would you offer to the government for reimbursing the funds lost by victims of cooperative scams? Let's take a look at what they had to say.
उसको दायित्व नि सरकारले तिर्नु पर्ने, त्यो कारणले सरकारले पैसा तिर्दिनु पर्यो।
जनताको पैसा दिन भन्न पाइन्न, दिन पर्छ।
स्थानीय तहसँगै सहकार्य गरेर यसको बचतको फिर्ता गर्ने मेकानिजम बनाउन सकिन्छ।
कति दुःख गरेर थोरै थोरै जम्मा गर्नुहुन्छ, उहाँहरुको पैसा चाहिँ फिर्ता हुनै पर्छ।
हाम्रो बुढाले कमाएको पैसाले इन सरकारले बुझोस् र हामीलाई फिर्ता दिनुहोस्।
उहाँहरुको जायदाता सम्पत्ति जफत गरेर बचतकर्ताको पैसा फिर्ता गर्ने।
ऋण लाने सहकारीका सदस्यहरू मार्फतै यो ऋण असुली गर्ने।
सहकारीले पैसा कहाँ लगानी गरेको छ, उनीहरुको त कोलाटरल त राख्यो होला, जता जमी राखेर कहीं लगानी गर्यो होला, त्यसलाई बरु चाहिँ लिलाम गरेर त्यो पैसा उठाएर
छुट्टै फन्ड बनाएर भए पनि जसरी भए पनि यो सरकारले तिर्नै पर्छ।
जग्गा जफत गर्नु पर्यो, जग्गाबाट बैंक मार्फत हुन्छ कि अथवा लिलाम बिक्री गरेर हुन्छ कि।
गरिब दुखीको पैसा त्यसरी खान मिल्दैन, सरकारले फिर्ता गर्नु पर्छ।
सहकारीले लगानी गरेर जुन असुलमा नआएका रकमहरूलाई छिटो छरितो माध्यमबाट असुल गर्ने।
The government has made provisions to blacklist construction companies that fail to meet deadlines and impose penalties for delayed vehicle tax payments. Efforts are also made to collect taxes in every way possible from those unwilling to pay. However, the government itself has failed to make timely payments for works completed. Currently, the government has defaulted on over 70 billion Nepali rupees. Despite having funds in the treasury, the government has failed to pay builders, exporters and farmers for 2 years. Builders who have yet to receive 40 to 50 billion rupees from the government for completed projects have repeatedly approached the Ministry of Finance for payment, but to no avail. As a result, they are hesitant in taking up new projects. The government has also not lived up to its promises of various grants, including the 8% subsidy on 36 export items, which has been unpaid for 2 years. Business owners claim the government still owes them 1.56 billion rupees, but this year's budget has only allocated 1.5 billion rupees for each subsidies.
पनि अब त्यो बेलामा हामीलाई चाहिँ चाहिने 175 करोडको चान्चुन हामीलाई चाहिन्थ्यो.
During the COVID-19 pandemic, the government pledged up to 100,000 rupees for corona insurance after insurance companies announced of discontinuing the program. That amount has yet to be provided. Insurance companies have been unable to disburse the funds because the government still owes around 10 billion rupees, 2 billion rupees for agricultural insurance, and 3 billion rupees for health insurance also remains unpaid, raising concerns about the reliability of insurance system. Despite having 214 billion rupees in funds, including 122 billion added after the Nepali month of Ashad, the government has failed to clear its dues. While province and local governments have funds and employee salaries are unaffected, the government claims some subsidies were halted due to irregularities and will be paid after further review.
वास्तविक ऋणी जसले उद्यम गरेको छ, जसले कृषि पेशा गरेको छ, उलाई यो दिएको थियो, तर के भइदियो भने यथाकथा कतिपय अवस्थामा त्यो व्यवसाय नगर्ने व्यक्तिहरूले यो ऋणको मिसयुज गर्ने प्रवृत्ति देखियो.
It is time for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion. Once again, it is time for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion. Now, before that, let's take a look at yesterday's poll. Yesterday, we had asked you, what do you think of the trend of celebrating the homecoming of new mothers? 33% voted for A, honoring the mother, 49% voted for B, ensure postpartum care, and 18% voted for an attempt to raise awareness about new mothers' health. And here's today's question. Why has the Madhya province government failed to use its development budget despite the lapse of almost half of the ongoing fiscal year? Your options are A, government incompetence, B, focus on power rather than responsibilities, or C, legal obstacles. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. It is time for international news. An Azerbaijani airliner has crashed in the Kazakhstani city of Aktau, with Kazakhstan's emergency ministry now saying that at least 32 people survived the crash, which could only mean that over 30 people are likely dead. 4 bodies have been recovered. The plane operated by Azerbaijan Airlines caught fire as it went down near the city of Aktau. The cause of the crash is not known. Azerbaijan Airlines flight J28243 was en route from Azerbaijani capital Baku to Grozny in Russia. Reports say it was diverted because of fog. Video verified that the plane heading towards the ground at high speed with its landing gear down. Seconds after it seemed to attempt to land, a huge fireball erupts. Ministry reported that there were 62 passengers and 5 crew members on board the Embraer 190 aircraft, the transport. Those on board were mostly Azerbaijani nationals, but there were also some passengers from Russia, Kazakhstan and Kyrgyzstan. A spokesperson for Russia's Federal Air Transport Agency said that preliminary information showed that the pilot had chosen to divert to Aktau after a bird strike on the aircraft led to an emergency situation on board. Authorities said that Aktau airport is open and operating normally. Kyiv residents took shelter at metro stations today after the Ukrainian military launched a countrywide air alert in response to Russian cruise missile launches. Families with children and pets sat or slept on mats inside the metro in early hours of Christmas morning. Ukraine's energy minister and local officials said that Russia attacked Ukraine's energy system and cities in its eastern region with cruise and ballistic missiles. Russia has intensified its attacks on the Ukrainian energy sector since spring 2024, damaging almost half of the generating capacity and causing hours-long blackouts throughout the country. The country's largest private energy company, DTEC, said its generating facilities were attacked during the strike, causing serious damages to power equipment. There are power cuts and restrictions on energy supply across the country, including in parts of Kyiv. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky accused Russia of deliberately choosing Christmas for an attack, calling it inhumane. He said more than 70 missiles were fired plus 100 drones. More than 50 missiles were shot down. Many officials, including Zelensky, said the energy sector was the target. The morning's attacks were the 13th major attack on the energy sector this year. Ukraine's energy minister, German Galushchenko, said electricity restrictions have been put in place, with Zelensky adding that Russia continues to fight for a blackout. Now, as we count down to the New Year 2025 this Christmas Day, let's take a moment to reflect on the milestones that shaped this year. Here's a look back in the month of August 2024.
August 2024 began with Iran's supreme leader Ali Khamenei leading prayers in Tehran for Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh, assassinated in the Iranian capital in late July. Haniyeh's killing shortly after attending Iran's presidential inauguration raised fears of the Gaza conflict escalating. Riots erupted across England and Northern Ireland following the July 29 killings of 3 young girls in Southport, sparked by online misinformation, wrongly blaming an Islamist migrant. The anti-immigration protests were met with anti-racism counter-protests. Violence escalated in Rotherham on August 4th, with protesters targeting a hotel understood to be housing asylum seekers. Public figures and press reacted with outrage after the violence, and a wave of large anti-racism demonstrations took place across the UK. Despite the unrest, thousands laid tributes for the victims of the July attack. By August 10, British authorities had arrested over 1,000 people involved in the unrest. Ukraine launched a surprise operation into Russia's Kursk region on 6th of August in arguably its boldest move in a war that began with a Russian full-scale invasion of Ukraine in February 2022.
Начать придется с событий в Курской области. Как известно, киевский режим предпринял очередную масштабную провокацию, ведет неизбирательную стрельбу из разных видов оружия, в том числе ракетного, по гражданским зданиям, жилым домам, машинам скорой помощи.
Health authorities in Gaza Strip confirmed the first case of polio in the Palestinian enclave in 25 years in August. The United Nations, in collaboration with Palestinian health authorities, began vaccinating some 640,000 children. Israel's military announced on August 20 the recovery of 6 hostages' bodies from tunnels under Khan Yunis in southern Gaza. Defense Minister Yoav Gallant said the bodies of the 6 were recovered by Israeli soldiers after a complex operation. In the U.S., the Democratic National Convention in Chicago saw Vice President Kamala Harris formally accept the party's nomination for president on August 21. On 19th of August, Harris opened the convention, emphasizing unity and moving forward.
United by our shared vision for the future of our country, and this November we will come together and declare with one voice, as one people, we are moving forward.
Former U.S. President Barack Obama and his wife, Michelle, delivered a 1-2 punch.
I want to know, who's going to tell him that the job he's currently seeking might just be one of those black jobs?
The crazy conspiracy theories, this weird obsession with crowd sizes.
In a separate operation on August 27, Israeli Special Forces rescued 52-year-old Qaid Farhan al-Qadi, a Bedouin security guard, from a Gaza tunnel after more than 10 months in captivity.
Sports News. Welcome back. Under the Nepal International Challenge Badminton 2024, the duo of Prince Dahal and Rasila Maharjan has advanced to the semi-finals in the mixed doubles category. In the Nepal International Challenge Badminton 2024, Prince Dahal and Rasila Maharjan secured a spot in the mixed doubles semi-finals with a dominant straight-set victory of 21-11 and 21-11 over Nepal's Chitiz Khanal and Sova Gochan. The match, held at the National Sports Council's covered hall in Tripureshwar, lasted just 22 minutes. Prince and Rasila will now face India's Hema Nagendra Babu and Supriya Srilitha, who defeated the American pair Patrick and Natalie in straight sets to reach the semi-finals. As for Nepal's campaign, in men's and women's singles ended in the first round, and the pair Nita Lamsal and Anishma Rai exited the women's doubles after a loss to Indian players 21-7 and 21-11. That is all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Merry Christmas.